Welcome to the Department of Mathematics of GM Momin Women's College. Now we are here with the next lecture of third year BSc. We are here to define now next topic in the metric spaces as interior point. In a metric space, if A is any subset of a metric space, okay, then a point A is any non-empty subset, then a point X is said to be an interior point. If there is at least one open ball centered at X with some radius R, such that this open ball is completely contained in that set. Okay, BXR is completely contained in A. Okay, so this is quite similar to definition of open set, but this is for a point only. A point X is an interior point. We see the figure. Suppose this is any set A. I have got here a point X, which is an interior point. Why? Because I can have a very small radius and a very small circle which is completely contained in this set. It is not going beyond. I can draw it. Similarly, for the point Y also, which is very near to boundary of A, but I can have a very small radius and I can draw a very small circle which is completely in the set A. So this X and Y, they are interior point. If we can have a very small radius such that the open ball centered at that point is completely in set A, then the point is an interior point. Let us see a point W which is on the boundary. If it is on the boundary, then if I try to draw a very small circle, however small it is, however small this circle is, it will go outside this set A because it is on the boundary. The circle will definitely go outside. So this circle or this disc, which is an open ball centered at this point W, is not completely contained in A. It is not a proper subset of A. It goes beyond that. So this boundary point is not an interior point. Similarly, a point which is outside this, even though it is very near to Z, however small circle you draw, most of the part will be outside this A. It is not completely in this. So a point like X and Y and all the points which are here, for which if we can draw an open ball which is small enough to be contained in A, that point is called as an interior point. Let us see some examples. Okay, before that we have interior of a set. So this the set of all interior points. If we collect all the interior points of A, then it is called as interior of A, and it is denoted by A interior. Okay. So this A interior is nothing but set of all X which are from A. Interior points are definitely from A, such that there exists some R positive, and that BXR is completely contained in A. So there is some open ball which is completely contained in A. All such points are collected, and that is called as A interior. So definitely when all the points are from A, this interior point A interior is a subset of A. Every interior of A is subset of A. A interior is subset of A. Examples. If we consider A as any interval, close interval AB or open interval AB or open close interval AB or close open interval AB in R with usual metric, in all such type of intervals, interior will be open interval. Okay, interior of A will be the open interval without the boundary point, because we have seen here that the boundary points of any set cannot be interior points. Therefore, for any type of interval, open interval will be the interior of that given interval. Then in the second example, we see, suppose A, the set A, which is natural numbers, set of natural numbers, then we'll prove that its interior is empty. There is no interior point of natural number. Because if A interior is not empty, then there must be some point in A interior. Suppose there is some point X in A interior, which is interior of natural numbers. Then by definition of interior point, there must be some R positive, some small open ball BXR which is completely contained in A. But A is set of natural numbers, and we know that the open balls in R with usual metric are open intervals. So this BXR, we have seen that BXR is open interval x minus R, x plus R. When this is an open interval contained in natural numbers, this is not possible. Why? Because in an interval there are infinitely many points in an interval. Right? Whenever we see any interval, okay, the interval x plus d, x minus d contains infinitely many points between x minus d and x plus d. Okay, so these infinitely many points are not all natural numbers. They are other than natural numbers. Okay, they are real numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. So if I suppose that this open interval is contained in set of natural numbers, then I will be making a mistake, because no interval can be contained in natural numbers. Okay, so there are infinitely many real numbers in interval. Interval cannot be contained in natural numbers. Therefore, this assumption was wrong, that it is non-empty. There is no interior point for natural number. Similarly, we can prove that Z, set of all integers, also have empty interior. Set of all rational numbers, its interior is also empty, and set of all irrational numbers also have empty interior. But interior of R is R itself in R with usual. If metric space is R, then we know that in any metric space XD, X itself is an open set. Okay, X itself is an open set. So for any metric space, X interior will be X. So interior of R will be R here, because R is open in itself. Now, if you see the theorem, A be a subset of metric space XD, then A interior is an open set, and it is the largest open set contained in A. We have to prove what? That interior of any set is an open set. Second thing, that it is the largest open set which is contained in A. And the next result, we have to prove that A is open if and only if A is equal to A interior. This is another criteria. I have shown here that R interior is R because R is open set. So first result, let us prove the first result. By definition, A interior is set of all elements of A such that BXR is contained in A. Okay, so interior is collection of all interior points, and this is interior point if there is some open ball which is completely contained in A, centered at X. Okay, for some radius there is some open ball. So every element of interior point is definitely a member of A, because BXR is completely contained in A. So this X must be contained in A. So if X is a point in the interior, if it is an interior point, then it must be in A. So A interior is always subset of A. Then now we'll prove that A interior is an open set in X. What we have to prove? It is an open set. By definition, open set. What we want to prove, that if X is a member of this, then it must have an open ball centered at X, which is completely contained in A interior. Before that, if A interior is empty, then it is open, because empty set is always open. Then if A interior is not empty set, if it is a non-empty set, then definitely there must be some element X which is in A interior. So X becomes an interior point. By definition of interior point, there is some R positive such that BXR is completely contained in A. This is definition of interior point. Then to prove that A interior is open set, we need to prove that for each element X of this set, there is some open ball such that BXR is completely contained in A interior. Remember, this is different from this. Okay, this was an interior point, therefore there is some BXR which is contained in A. But now, for each member of the set, if there is some open ball centered at that which is completely contained in A interior, then A interior will be open set, not in A. To prove that this is subset of this, take an element here, show that it is here, we will prove that this is subset of this. So if I take Y, a member of BXR, Y is a member of BXR, this is an open ball by definition of open ball. This is a member of this open ball if distance between center and this point is strictly less than R. So what? We will use this later on. BXR is an open set because it is an open ball. Okay. When this is an open set, then by definition of open set, there must be some open ball center at this with some radius R dash, which is completely contained in this open set. This is the definition of open set, right? So this is a member of an open set. There is some open ball centered at that point Y, and with some radius R dash completely contained in this, and BXR is contained in A from this already. So this is subset of this, and this is subset of this. So BY R dash is contained in A. So this is a proper subset of A. Now, this Y will become an interior point of A because for Y there is an open ball centered at Y which is completely in A. So by definition of interior point, Y is an interior point of A. Therefore, Y belongs to A interior. But where was Y? Y we had started with an arbitrary point, any point Y in BXR. We have shown that this Y is in A interior. It means this is subset of A interior, and that is what we wanted. We wanted to prove that BXR is contained in A interior, and when we have proved this, BXR is in A interior, we have proved that A interior is an open set contained in A. Okay, A interior is an open set contained in A. This was the first thing we wanted to prove, because we had taken a point X here, and we have proved that there is an open ball BXR which is contained in A interior. So this is an open set. Second result, this was the first result. Second result is to prove that A is open if and only if A is equal to A interior. So to prove that, before that we have to prove that it is the largest open set contained in A. A interior is the largest open set. We have proved that A interior is an open set. Now A interior, to prove that this is largest open set contained in A, we need to prove that if we take any other open set G which is contained in A, then G is subset of A interior. Then this will be the largest one. Okay. If this is any other, so G is any open subset contained in A. If G is empty, then definitely empty set is contained in any set. So empty set is contained in A interior, and we are done. We have to prove nothing. But if G is non-empty, and this is open set contained in A, we have to prove that G is contained in A interior. Okay. But when G is non-empty, then there must be some member X in G, and G is open set. Okay. When G is open set, then there is some radius such that BXR is completely contained in G. So this BXR is completely contained in G, and G is contained in A. Okay. So what will happen when BXR is contained in G and G is contained in A? Then what we had? X becomes a interior point. Okay. X becomes a interior point, because for X, BXR is contained in A. So X becomes an interior point of this. Therefore G is contained in A interior. Why? Because we had started with X. Where was X? X is a member of G. Now this X is a member of A interior. Therefore G is subset of A. But this G was any open set. any open set contained in A. Okay, so this is any open set, this is an arbitrary open set. So every open set which is contained in A, we have proved that this is contained in A interior. So A interior must be then the largest open set. Okay, because you see, is any open set contained in A. So this is the largest, A interior is the largest open set contained in A. And then coming to the next result, A is open if and only if A is A interior. Suppose A is open, and this is always by definition of open set, by definition of interior of a set, interior is always contained in A. So to prove that this is equal to this, I need to prove that A is subset of this. Okay, but we have just proved, but here A is open, and A is contained in A itself, and A interior is the largest open set contained in A. See, A interior is the largest open set which is contained in A. Okay, therefore A is contained in, you see, A is open set because A is open here. We have supposed that A is open. Okay, so see, A is open set and every set is contained in itself. Every set is subset of itself. So A is open and it is contained in A. But the property of A interior is what? It is the largest open set contained in itself. If this is the largest one, then this must contain this. So A is contained in A interior. So using A and B, A interior is subset of A and A is subset of A interior. Combining these two, A is equal to A interior. So assuming that A is open, we have shown that A is equal to A interior. Now conversely, if we assume A is equal to A interior, we have to show that A is open. So suppose A is equal to A interior. To prove that A interior is open, we have to prove that A interior is open. 1 minute. We will start with this. A is equal to A interior, but we have already proved that A interior is open. A interior is always open, but A interior is A, therefore A is open. Okay, so conversely, assuming A is equal to A interior, we can just in two arguments show that A is open. So we have proved that A is open if and only if A is equal to A interior. Thank you.